Hey everyone, it's me again, and today I have a giant, massive, absolutely ridiculous haul for you. These are products that in the last month or so, I kind of went makeup crazy because there's a big video that I'm planning dealing with a very popular makeup trend. So it required me to get a crap load of palettes. So I made a bunch of different orders from a bunch of different websites, and I'm going to show you guys everything I got. As a disclaimer, I bought all these things with my own money. They were not sent to me. And yes, I know this is a ridiculous amount of makeup. I'm not bragging by any stretch of the imagination. This is just something that I'm excited about and that I want to show you because I've been having fun with some of these products. So, yeah. Also, a tutorial for this gothy, smoky, sexy, crazy reverse cut crease tutorial is coming. As I'm filming this video, I just filmed the tutorial for it. It will be up next week, so stay tuned for that. There's a subscribe button so you can make sure you don't miss that one. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll start off with all of the things I got from Ulta. Now, Ulta and I have a complicated relationship because sometimes Ulta can be a little bit finicky when it comes to ordering. There was a little while where I couldn't order anything from them because my card wouldn't work for some reason. And I thought I was going to be able to get free shipping with Ulta, but unfortunately they do not do free shipping to PO boxes or APO addresses. So something to keep in mind for all my brothers and sisters out there who are repping that APO life, FPO, anything like that. They don't ship free there. Oh well, hard lesson learned, but I was gonna pick up these palettes anyway because I'm a Lorac junkie. You guys know this. You know I'm a Lorac junkie. I love Lorac's Pro Formula eyeshadows. They're stunning, amazing, the best eyeshadow formula I've ever used by a long shot. And so, when I saw that these two Ulta exclusive palettes were coming out, I had to cave and get them. There they are. The Lorac Pro Metal palette and the Lorac Pro Matte palette. I did pick both of these up because I love Lorac's eyeshadows, and these are all new eyeshadows. They're all new shades. There are no duplicates in here. Here's the Pro Metal palette. Gorgeous shades. Oh my god. I have swatched these and played with some of them a little bit, and I'm in love. Oh, this is such an inspiring palette. I love this like bright cobalt blue and this amber color, and the rose gold is gorgeous, graphite is stunning. I cannot wait to play more with this palette, and full in-depth reviews of these palettes will be forthcoming as time goes on. There's just a lot of palettes and I need a good amount of time to play with them. So here's the Pro Matte palette. Each of these palettes has 8 pans of eyeshadow in them, and the Pro Matte is, it's alright. It's like, you know, you've got this pop of like pink, mauve, and burgundy in here that are going to be fun to play with, but there's a lot of really basic neutrals in here, and with how thin this is perfect for travel. The one gripe I can already tell you I have about these palettes is when you put them together, they're basically a Lorac Pro palette, only instead of being $42 for 16 eyeshadows, each of these palettes was $28. So it ended up being like $53, $56 for what amounts to a Pro palette in quantity of shadows. So I'm a little bit bitter about that, but I probably would have gotten them regardless of the price because they're stunning, they're gorgeous, I love that formula, obsessed. Anyway, moving on. Now we're gonna move into the Exchange, which I popped in the Exchange on a bigger base, not our base, because our base doesn't have a whole lot in the makeup department. It's gotten a little bit better as time has gone on, but they really still don't have a lot of stuff. Like, they don't carry a lot of the brands that I want to use. So I did get the Too Faced Natural Matte Eyeshadow Palette. You guys saw this in my favorites video. Wasn't even on my radar to begin with, but it's a stunning palette, and there are the shades right there. Beautiful, stunning, neutral, natural palette. Cannot wait to mess around with that a little bit more. I did talk more in depth about this in my favorites video, which I'll link up in the cards up here. So I'm not gonna go too far in depth with it, but so far really impressed. Moving right along to Sephora. Sephora was kind of where the big haul part of this happened because I had two palettes that I'd had my eye on for quite some time, a few months, and I kept putting them in my cart and taking them out and putting them in and taking them out. And finally, I, reached a point where I realized that I have an old, college student credit card that I hadn't used in so long, and I have a checking account that I pay that credit card with that basically was warning me that if I don't use that checking account, they were going to charge me a non-usage fee because banks suck. Basically, long story short, I had to use that credit card in some way because it had been like a year since I'd even touched it. So, perfect time to splurge on some serious makeup shopping. And I kind of went a little bit Sephora crazy, and I bought 2 palettes from Sephora as well. First is the Tarte Tartelette palette. Now, when this first came out, I was so lusting after it, and then I kind of forgot about it for a while, and the more I sort of saw YouTube videos about it, I was like, everybody's making a video about this palette, everybody says it's amazing, I might as well go ahead and get it, especially for this big video I'm planning. It is an all matte eyeshadow palette. There are the colors. You guys have seen this on YouTube 1,001 times, but finally had to go ahead and get it. Very small, very sleek. So far, I've only used a few shades in this, but I'm pretty impressed. We'll see how things go. And then secondly, I got, finally, the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. Ever since this came out, I was obsessed with it. I wanted it so badly, but I couldn't justify spending $46 on another eyeshadow palette when I already had so many. So I let it go for a while, and then everyone was hyping about it, everyone was talking about it. Even my friends who are not YouTubers, who are like just normal, everyday kind of makeup users were grabbing this palette and we're loving it, and we're like, Faith, you need this in your life right now. So I finally caved and got it. It was the most satisfying place order button pressing I've ever done. Oh, I'm so happy to finally have it in my life. There you go. There are the shades. Again, you've seen these on YouTube 1,001 times. It is a stunning palette to look at. Cannot wait to play with this more. I used it in the eye look today, and so far so good. I've been pretty impressed with it. So really, really happy with that. Now, if you're noticing a little bit of a pattern here, you noticed that I got a lot of matte eyeshadow palettes. That's because I'm planning a huge Battle of the Matte Eyeshadows comparison video. Basically, matte eyeshadow is a really, really big trend, and it keeps coming in and out of vogue. Metallics will come in every now and again, glitter will come in every now and again, but matte eyeshadow is just this kind of standby constant. It's always there, it's always on trend, and there were a lot of matte eyeshadow palettes coming out that specifically marketed themselves as being matte palettes. So I got this idea, this crazy, crazy idea to buy a ton of different matte eyeshadow palettes from all different brands, all different price points, all kinds of stuff, and do an in-depth analysis of each one and determine once and for all what is the best matte eyeshadow palette out there right now. So that is the video that I am planning. It is hugely labor intensive, very, very time consuming, but it's gonna be so worth it because you're finally gonna be able to know which matte eyeshadows I think stand above all others. So stay tuned for that one. It's gonna take me probably about a month to actually get all the information together to make this video. And it's gonna take a lot of time to edit and film and that sort of stuff. So it's gonna be a while before that comes up, but just a little teaser, that is coming. So now we're gonna go to a new website that I had never ordered from before called Frends Beauty, F-R-E-N-S Beauty, but it sounds like Friends, but it's Frends Beauty because the founder's last name is Frends. So there's this, it's sort of like a reseller, if that makes sense. They sell a ton of different makeup brands for very, very affordable prices compared to MSRP. They were having a massive 75th anniversary sale, which, holy cow, they've been around that long, that's crazy. And I had never heard about them. But I heard about the 75th anniversary sale on Instagram, actually, which is where I found the company, went to their website, found a couple of palettes that I've been having my eye on for like a year now, and finally caved and got them. So the first palette I got was the Lorac Unzipped Gold palette. This came out probably about a year ago. I'd had my eye on it ever since because I love all things Lorac. I have both pros. I have the Mega Pro, I have Unzipped, and now Pro Matte and Pro Metal, and now I have Unzipped Gold. So from what I heard, this one is a little bit less enthusiastic when it comes to reviews when compared to the original Unzipped palette. I will be doing my own review of this, but there's the colors. I swatched them out, and so far I'm pretty impressed. There's a couple of shades that are a little bit on the flaky side, and I'm not sure if that's just because it was the first swatch or not, but I will definitely be putting this to good use and reviewing it. And finally, the last palette I got from Frends Beauty was the Lorac Pro To Go. Now, this wasn't really on my radar too much, but during the 75th anniversary sale, I managed to get this and the Unzipped palette and save about $20. Which is certainly nothing to sneeze at, so I jumped on it. This is a travel-friendly palette, or at least that's what it's marketed as. It's got 6 shadows, nice big pans compared to the Pro palette, and then if you open up the bottom of it here, you've got 2 blushes and a bronzer. So definitely going to be a fun little thing to play with, going to be fun to bring on my travels and adventures, and I'm going to see if it's really as travel-friendly as it claims. Whew. That was a mouthful. Now I will say I want to give props to Frends Beauty because I placed an order from them not really knowing what to expect. They shipped to APOs. The product got here in about a week, which is practically unheard of, even among the bigger brands and stores and things like that. Product got here in about a week. It was in a big box packed, filled to the brim with packing peanuts. I mean, this had to be some of the safest packaged product, like makeup product, that I had ever received in any order ever. It was packed to the brim with packing peanuts, which my ferrets now love to dig around in, so I have recycled that since. But I do want to give a special shout out to them because it looked like they took so much care in packing this and making sure everything was safe and wasn't going to get broken, and I do really, really appreciate that. So special shout out to Frends Beauty. I will leave a link to their website in the description box. Please go check them out, you guys. I am not sponsored by any of these above companies or brands. Everything was bought with my own money. I'm a little insane. I went a little makeup crazy, but it was all worth it. So, that's about it for my massive, gigantic, absolutely are you freaking insane haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed kind of living vicariously through me when it comes to all these palettes. I have a lot of makeup to play with. I have a lot of makeup to do. I'm super, super excited to finally be getting some new palettes in my life to play with and have fun with because, I don't know, I've been aching for some new inspiration lately, and this is definitely bringing it like a mofo. So, I hope you guys had fun watching this video. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it, and if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. Thank you guys so, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!